you can say like I press down through the yang to touch the ground. I balance that with the same suction from through the flexors to the yin muscles coming back to the dantian. And I need to balance that tension because it's like two lines of tension all the time. So like I have, right? So I stretch the yang line from the Mingmen to the toe, and I put tension in the yin line from the center of the foot back to the dantian. So then as I'm giving like absorb and project, because of the separation of the yin yang muscles, it's like I'm adjusting all the time to harmonize the tension in these two lines, that the tension remains the same. So like just as a random unit of measurement, I put 4 ounces of tension in the yin line. I put 4 ounces of tension in the yang line. So that now, because then this energy is going to be more like complementary, because I have like one energy going out, one energy coming back. The tension in the system is complementary. And then as I absorb and project, the separation in the two, I maintain the separation in the two lines. So this is why I need the separation. I need the separation to be able to clearly modulate the level of tension through the yin muscles and the yang muscles. So for instance, here as I'm doing absorb and project, I'm adjusting through the joints all the time to keep the level of tension in the two lines the same. If I don't have the clarity of this separation, I move one, like one gets loose and the other one gets tighter, like in the yin yang muscles, or the yin gets tight and the yang gets loose, right? So that's why we get that separation, make it as clear as possible so that all the time as I move, I can adjust. You know, it's like if I take a step back and I don't want to increase, just using these bands as a reference, right? So I put this much tension in the system. Now, if I want to maintain this level of tension in the system, I step back. I need to stretch out as I step back, right? So that I don't change the level of tension in the system. As I step forward, I need to like condense back toward my body to keep the level of tension in the system. If I rotate, I need to adjust like the movement of all my joints so that the level of tension in the band, no matter where I move, doesn't change. It's the same thing in the yin yang muscles, like the yin yang lines that we covered 2 weeks ago. So it's like, this is what I'm looking for in my body, that I have like the, you know, you could say like the red band is going to represent the yin coming back to my dantian. The black band is going to represent the yang, like stretching out from the Mingmen. And then, so I'm recognizing those two muscle groups, the yin muscles and the yang muscles, and I'm balancing that tension in the system all the time as I have this movement, right? So you hold the ball, right? And I'm just like this open and close. And because now I'm involving all of the joints. So I have absorb and project, open and close. So I've got all 5 qualities of movement here a little bit. Absorb and project, open and close, a little, holding a concave ball, and with a little expand and condense. And I'm playing with this separation of these yin yang muscles and the tension in the system. And like I said, at the moment, we've changed the reference point to here on the foot, right? Separating the yin yang in the foot so that it's like I feel the yang coming down, touch the ground, and from the ground, feel the yin muscles like drawing back to the dantian so that I feel the earth, like the ground, as the contact point. Like I'm merely touching the ground all the time. So it's like as I absorb and project through the yang, like I'm connecting to the ground. But as I connect to the ground, I'm also have the suction back to the dantian. So the feet don't feel like I'm pressing into the ground. So the pressure now, the pressure here at the neutral line isn't changing with this absorb and project. Or if I'm holding the ball, absorb and project here. I'm using all the joints to balance the tension across the yin-yang muscles. That I put 4 ounces of tension in the system, and then I just maintain that level of tension. Don't change it as you move up and down, open and close.